So your boy Sky Money gotta do it. I gotta be the one. There can only be one Neo, and that's me. Also, side note, it's snowing and a butt. Bye, I'll see you later.
En oftewel Amsterdam Centraal.
All right, overheating. Let's talk about it. Everybody's favorite subject. I mean, if that's what's hot in the street these days. Not how we literally have 4K cameras this little that's shooting at 120 frames per second. Nah, pimp. Everybody's focused on overheating. Okay, so side note, I'm in Amsterdam. I'm at the Museum Plaza or Museumplein, and this place is like freaking amazing. Oh, those are some big thighs on that guy. All right, so now I brought this up in a few of my videos. Ooh, I have brought this up in a few of my videos, but I realized that I've never really given like clear instructions on a solution for this problem because it's not just the GoPro Hero 10, but it's the Insta360 Go2 as well as the brand new Dji Action 2. All of them great cameras, amazing cameras, but there have been some overheating issues. Now, I personally have not had any issues with overheating except for when I wanted to, like when I decided to do what these other people were doing and just put the camera down and just see how long it'll go before overheating. But when it comes to just everyday use, like how I use these cameras in real life, nothing. Wow. All right, so overheating solutions. And now just to keep it real, like I ain't a hater, my hood'll never let me be a hater, but I do see a ton of misinformation on these cameras specifically and regarding the heat issue. But again, like no one's really offering a solution. And now even though I'm walking around looking at these beautiful flowers over here, don't get it twisted, I'm still a thug, but thugs can like flowers too, okay? Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be in here. I just realized nobody else is in here. I just walked in. All right, so now, tip number one, understand your camera and what it's made for. Right now, I'm filming on the Sony a7S III. This is the Dji Action 2. These two cameras are very, very different. But even these bigger cameras overheat. It is not new. Overheating has always been a thing, and that's something that you gotta know. If you work with any cameras, if you work in entertainment, you will know that all cameras tend to have their problems. Overheating is one of them. So with that said, know what these cameras are made for. This is an action cam. The GoPro Hero 10 is an action cam. The Insta360 Go2, believe it or not, can be kind of classified as an action camera. So with these cameras, you have to keep it moving. If you want to turn everything up to the max, you want to shoot 4K 120 for like 50 minutes, you can if you just move. That's all you gotta do. So if you wanna use the full function of these cameras and max them out, you gotta make sure you keep it moving. These are action cameras, they are not studio cameras. And I think that that is the biggest mistake that people use. But even studio cameras overheat. I was working with a camera on one shoot, shot 4K 960 FPS. And even using that camera, shooting commercials with this camera, you have to stop recording. A lot of these studio cameras have fans in them because we all know that overheating is a problem. So if you are expecting the same kind of thing out of this camera, you're not gonna get it, and you need to just understand cameras just a little bit better, pimp. But now let's just say you do have a situation where, so what if you wanna do a time lapse, or what if that is your only camera that you're gonna use to shoot your A-roll with, right? Your sit down talking headshots. Well, simple solution that no one mentions in these overheating videos is turn off stabilization. It doesn't make any sense having on stabilization if the camera is going to be sitting down static. There's no reason for it. Turn off stabilization. Stabilization is a huge reason that these cameras overheat quickly. So just turn off stabilization. For example, right now I'm shooting on my Sony a7S III. I am not moving. Matter of fact, I have it on a gimbal. And even now, I have stabilization off. If I want to turn it on, you can actually see me turn it on here. look at the crop when I turn it on. So this is stabilization on, this is stabilization off. And another good benefit of turning stabilization off is the simple fact that you get better resolution when the stabilization is off because you get less crop. It's a win-win, pimp. Like, I don't see why no one says these things. Simply turn off stabilization. You're not moving. You want to use it as your main sit-down camera, or you want to have like a nice static time lapse. Turn off stabilization and you will be fine. The Go2 is the only camera that I don't think you can actually turn off stabilization. Now, pimp, don't look, this ain't a diss track. I'm just saying, I don't remember you being able to turn off stabilization, but that's the only camera that I think you cannot turn off stabilization because stabilization is not actually on. I believe it's all done in post with the flow state stabilization. If I remember. For the Dji Action 2, as well as for the GoPro Hero 10, tip number 2 is simply turn off stabilization. If you want to shoot for a long period of time on a tripod, indoors, just turn off stabilization. That is tip number 2. Ooh, man, my hands are getting cold. But anyway, tip number 3 is have some kind of airflow or air circulation. Just some. Like, you don't need a lot. You don't even need a huge fan. Just some kind of small airflow circulation to go around these cameras. They need it. Like, a lot of these tests are just sitting down on a desk, especially with the GoPro, which has legs that the air needs to get out of, and where they're just sitting on a desk. No, have these legs flip down so the air can go through the camera and mount it. That is another simple solution and something that, again, no one is mentioning. Have some kind of air circulation and make sure, at least with the GoPro Hero 10, that the flippy legs are down and mounted. Guys, am I wrong? Am I wrong? You know what, I didn't even tell you guys why I'm here. I'm actually here to actually do some filming. So yeah, I'm gonna film a bit at the museum quarter or museum climb. Guys, my Dutch is neat good. That's why I'm here to do some filming, and I just thought, you know what, I need to address this because nobody else, again, I'm seeing these tests and I'm just like, this makes no sense. Like, really? And then you know how it is, you have people in the comments literally just agreeing with everything this person's saying, and then like maybe like 5 or 6 people like, no guys, this is kind of stupid. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just want to make a video with clear instructions. So moving on to tip number 4. Alright, so tip number 4 is set your camera up properly. I may have mentioned this in a couple of my past videos, but definitely set your camera up, especially if you know that you want to film to the max and you're going to be in an environment that you have no air circulation and the camera's going to be static. You need to set this camera up for success. It is not a mind reader. You have to set it up. That is your job, okay? Your responsibility, pimp. It's your responsibility. But yeah, that is kind of your job to do. But luckily, it does not take a lot. One setting that you can do is have your camera set up where it automatically turns off its screen within a certain time while recording. For example, I have the GoPro Hero 10 set up where the screen is turned off within a minute after pressing record, and then the Dji Action 2, I have it set up where the screen turns off and all I have to do is tap to wake it back up. This is also a really good tip for saving battery life. But also what you can do with the GoPro is just turn off GPS. That's also a huge power suck and does contribute to overheating. So just make sure you set these cameras up right. Wow, look at this. I wonder what this is. I wonder if it's like a greenhouse or something, but maybe that's where they keep all the thug plants, the one that like kill people. Now look, I just want to let you guys know I'm not trying to call anybody out. Again, I ain't a hater. But tip number 5 is simply oh man, that was a Honda CBR 1000 RR. Like legit the same motorcycle I had before a car just hit me and killed my dreams. Yo, hold up pimpin'. I think that's ice skating over there. Yo, what? That is boss right there. Like having dinner on the ice. Oh, I'm feeling some drops. Please don't rain. I just got one more tip, one more. Last one. Don't rain, don't rain. All right, so now, tip number 5 is simple. It's the simplest one of them all. Take cuts. Guys, all of these tests that I see are literally using the camera with no cutting. Now guys, you know I'm in the industry. I've been around the block. If you don't know that, GPS me. I've been there. Guys, I don't know anyone on a professional shoot or a creative level that never takes cuts, that are just shooting 4K 120 for like 40 minutes. I don't know anybody that does that. Now, if you do, link them down below so I can like give them, like, come on, be real. Who do you know that shoots 4K 120 for 40 minutes, 30 minutes? Who does? No one does that. That is why a lot of these cameras will not overheat if you use them correctly. Now, don't get me wrong. 4K 60 is a different story, but for the most part, you have options. Ooh, it is, I didn't pick a good place to, to give you tip number 5. 4K 60 or even 5K 60 on a GoPro is an option and something that I use actually a lot. I actually shoot continuously with those cameras without cutting, just for my second channel. But even then, I have not experienced overheating. Not once, because I'm either moving or I just turn off stabilization. Guys, I'm just being honest, no one shoots this way. No one. It's not only a huge stress on the camera, but also it is very problematic for post-production processes. That's why people take cuts. And it is the same with content creators. Take cuts. When I did the B-roll sequence on the Dji Action 2 yesterday, I shot the whole thing in 4K 120. Half of the times I used stabilization, the other half, no stabilization. But for the most part, I always took cuts after each scene. Cut here, cut there. There's no reason for me to try to shoot the entire sequence in one continuous roll, like one take. That is just not gonna work. So guys, take cuts and pimp, I promise you are good. Like, it's really just common sense. If you do not know how to use your camera, again, reach out, pimp. I am here, your boy Sky Money, gotcha. Just reach out. And if you don't know that I be hugging these blocks, GPS me. So yeah, those are all of my tips. Like, I feel like I just had to make this video because I keep seeing these tests going around like on the internet and it's like confusing me. I'm just like, why are you testing these cameras that way? That is not how anyone is gonna use these cameras. The tests make no sense at all. I mean, so many people are testing these cameras wrong that GoPro had to literally make an update dummy proofing the GoPro Hero 10. Like, come on guys, we're better than this. We bosses. Okay, that was a bit awkward. I was just like vlogging with all these people like looking at me having dinner. I didn't know this was a restaurant. I was just trying to find the garden. Yep, totally a restaurant. Like guys, not for nothing, even shooting this video, I took like 50 takes. Like, I'm cutting left and right because it's just so much easier in the post-production process to actually stop recording and then pick it back up. There's no reason for me to keep recording throughout the entire thing that I'm doing. And but guys, I ain't a hater. I'm just pointing that out. Not calling these people stupid. I'm just saying, just don't be stupid. But anyway, hope you guys got some good information out of this video. I think that's all I got. Just be careful what you're watching and like making your decisions off of. Like, because these tests are so dumb. Like, imagine if they tested cars like that. Like, imagine if they only did one test on all the cars without even taking it outside. Like, if you have any more tips regarding some fixes or solutions to the whole overheating thing, leave them in the comments below. Like, help somebody out. And now I need to bounce because one, my hands are like freezing and my camera's about to die. So I gotta. Okay, so you're not gonna believe this. I don't know if you can see it, but it's snowing. I'm out filming, totally snowing.